Yes.
Usually when I
Both
start,
channels.
other YouTube things start to go off in my ear. Like they just
Oh.
won't mute. It's really annoying, but I had to just mute it. But anyway, not to worry.
Let Discord know.
Yes, please. Turn on the live alerts in the Making It More Simple network Discord. And I should also put an ad up for that as well. Wendy, how's it going? Nice to see you.
Don't worry, I'm putting a link for yours here.
Yep. Cool. Now, I want to just say that hang on a minute, I'm just trying to pin the chat. Actually, I'm just trying to pin the chat. Sorry, everybody. We've just been trying to do a bunch of things. Hi, Distant. How's it going?
It was kind of boring. From
Stop
what I
saying
saw.
that, Sal.
No, the morning was. The evening's going to be amazing.
It's going to be amazing, right? You do this
No,
thing where it's like, I've seen the analytics. Like we start really good, and then Sal goes, "It's really boring." Boom.
No, the morning was kind of tedious, but I think it's really gets exciting.
Sure, Jan.
You have to stick around to find out.
You got to stick around to find out. You got to stay till the end.
Okay. Yes.
Hi, Wendy.
Because there's going to be all sorts of surprises. It's going to be fantastic. Yo, Jesus, Sal. God. Yeah. Anyway, so back to what we're doing.
Yes.
Hang on just a second. So we are going to be doing this afternoon session, and Mo has done the morning session, and that was the Silver Fox forensic scene investigator who goes through and puts the little, the little numbers all over the scene.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
awesome,
No
Wendy.
worries, Wendy. Have fun.
That's cool. Little Peanut, hello. You're not so little. You're not in the D small. In the little D small.
You're D average.
Folder?
D average.
You'd be in D average for sure. Yep. And yeah. So I think that Silver Fox is finished. Right? Thank God,
Hopefully.
because Silver Fox was on the stand for about a day.
Yeah.
Like he was there all afternoon on Thursday afternoon.
Yeah.
And then pretty much all Friday morning. So we're done with Silver Fox. Gone. Forensic scene examiner. Done. Right. So now we get to move on. Thank goodness for that. Yeah. So hang on just a minute. I just need to pin a chat and then we're going to get going. Maybe I can't. Maybe I'll put it in the wrong chat and I'm an idiot. Nah, never mind. I'm just going to start it anyway. And I'll worry about that later. Let's get going. So let's put this here. Yay! See, I'm in control today. I'm doing everything. I have the video, I have the chat, I have all going because DALI told me he was going to be late. And Beryl popped in. I was like, oh, hey, I'm not on my own. And then DALI popped in. I'm like, hey, I'm on my own. And you know what? They're both gone now. And it's just me and you guys.
I'm here. I just have it muted because my house is noisy. So
that's okay. That's okay. That's
well, I just mute it when I don't have anything to say.
That's cool. We love it when you talk, though, Beryl. Okay, sweet. Let's go. We are starting. And by the way, I love the judge, and I love when he chitty chats. And I think he's about to have a little chitty chat. Tell me if it's too loud or whatever once it starts.
Back on the record. Once again, it seems like I'm always apologizing to you, but this issue have to be resolved before we can continue with this witness. It have to be, and I resolved it. Any event. The other thing is that
Love the
You may have
red
noticed that
microphone.
next door, there's going to be they close the streets. There's going to be some celebration. They've advised us to stop early because the traffic is going to get horrendous. And so, yeah, it's going to get pretty bad. The car again and so forth. There's going to start bringing in more things. So my intention is to stop about 3:15. So, will you finish with this with us, or maybe not?
Yes.
Okay. So all of you. So I would rush to your cars and get out of town if I literally. Okay. All
What's
right.
happening?
So,
Is there going to
yes,
be an
if you could
earthquake?
stand up again, officer. Is it officer or detective?
No, they have an event going on, you said.
Investigator.
Ah.
Oh, investigator. Okay, David, let's do this in front of the jury, if you would.
Probably a movie being shot or something. It's LA.
I do.
Stop it, Sal.
Luis Topete, Luis.
Stop with the World War II
Topete.
jokes.
Okay, counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. What is your current occupation?
Yeah,
I'm currently an investigator with the Riverside County District Attorney's Office.
maybe.
What was your occupation back on December 8th of 2021?
I was a detective with the Los Angeles Police Department, assigned to the computer forensic section.
What is your background, training, and experience in regards to forensic examination of electronic devices?
In my assignment at the time, I was also assigned to the Secret Service Cyber Fraud Task Force, where I received over, I would say, about 1,000 hours of training in mobile devices, various operating systems, including Android, iPhone, multiple operating systems for computers, whether it's Windows or Apple or Linux systems. So, but I was also certified on examining those devices, both by the Secret Service training facilities and also by some of the private software companies where we actually received training.
Now, back on December 8th, 2021, did you receive several electronic devices to examine that were booked under DR number 2006-06220?
Yes, I did.
Were one of these items, item number 16, a Silverstone desktop computer with a serial number of BQ1520464?
Yes, it was.
Is this item a desktop computer?
It is. It was a rather large desktop computer.
Was this desktop computer configured in such a way that you'd typically find a desktop computer if you bought it at the store?
Objection, leading relevance.
It's foundational. And relevancy, yeah, you're hitting that part very close. So just ask this question and then move on if you would.
Yes.
I definitely found it to be modified and very not very typical of what you might find at a retail store.
Objection, immediately approach.
No more approaching. Not for a little while. My legs hurt.
Discovery violation.
No.
And relevance.
No. Relevance, I'll allow the answer to stand. Let's move on, as I stated.
Sure. Do you remember conducting a forensic analysis? I'm sorry, not do you remember. Did you conduct a forensic analysis of item number 16, that desktop computer?
Yes, I did.
Now, in conducting that analysis, did you utilize keywords in order to conduct that forensic analysis?
Yes, I was provided several keyword search terms by the investigator who requested the search and the analysis.
Was one of those search terms Amie Harwick?
Yes, it was.
Why do you use search terms in order to conduct a forensic analysis of any sort of electronic device?
But because of the hundreds of thousands of files and images that are going to be on the computer device,
I think Baker's
a
going to be
keyword
done
search term will help
probably
me
by
narrow
2.
down the results
or sorry, in an
to a
hour.
manageable.
So more people should join.
Utilizing the search term Amie Harwick, what did you locate on item number 16, the desktop computer?
I located what we would call a registry file, which is kind of like a setting file, which tracks folders and files and user preferences, and that had an artifact with a reference to the Gmail account belonging to the victim.
Now, was that Gmail account amynicole13@gmail.com?
Yes, it was.
All right, now this time I'll ask you to approach it.
Hey, Lefty.
Hey,
No, we'll be right back. Whoa. Okay, let's see what's going on here.
They broke it already.
Let's see what's going on. Are they going to... Do they cut this stuff out?
yeah,
Do we have to fast forward or not?
maybe you can, maybe a little, few seconds. It should come back usually.
Well, that's just him looking down. There we go.
What appears to be a screenshot of a interface of a computer may not be marked as people sex order.
108.
With defense's ongoing objection.
Yes, noted. Based on what you stated.
Yes.
Yes.
Because it's all a big document, I'm going to scan it from left to right. Showing you what's been marked as People's 108. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, I do.
And how do you recognize it?
This would have been one of the reports that I generated after the examination.
And this is utilizing a program that you use to conduct a forensic analysis?
That's correct for Windows operating systems, yes.
Now I'm going to zoom in on a specific entry here. The first entry in this report where it states core phone Amie Nicole 13 at gmail.com takeout. Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
Could you explain to us what that is?
Yes, so a takeout is a service that Google offers to back up your Gmail account and all its contents, whether it's email, photos, documents, whatever you keep on your Google Drive. So that's a method of backing up your data from Google.
Now, just to be clear, this artifact is a file that was actually on the user's computer.
It was not on the computer. This is a reference to where it was at. It was actually in based on where I'm finding this was on some kind of a network attached storage device or that the computer had access to.
But the computer, item number 16, accessed or viewed this takeout file. Is that correct?
Yes, that would be correct.
Can you tell from your forensic analysis when it was last accessed?
So it looks like from the date here, they call it the interaction date here, it would have been accessed September 25th, 2019.
And that's here where I'm pointing with my pen?
Yes.
Now, in regards to the several other entries here, are those consistent with the first entry as well? Access to a file, that this computer accessed that file?
Yes, they're all indicating that file or data that's coming out of that file.
Now, going down to entry 7 and 8, you see that there is an access date here of November 26, 2019.
Yes.
And it appears to be the same file except for the change of words. One says docs and one says contacts. Could you explain the difference?
Yes, that's correct. So the Google Takeout file is like a big zip file, and it contains different types of data, documents, contacts, your Gmail contacts would be on there. Whatever the user decided to back up and make a copy of. So I'm assuming these all came from the Google Takeout file.
Now, just to be clear, this labeling here where it says for phone, consistent with all the entries in your report here, is that a label given by the user?
Yes, that would have had to have been created by the user of this device.
Now, you don't know when that label was created, but the label nonetheless was created by the user.
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor. Nothing further.
Mr. Frenzel?
Thank you. So none of these pieces of digital forensic evidence in any way suggest that somebody was accessing this Amie Nicole 13 at gmail.com account on those dates. That's not what this stands for.
Overruled, I mean, based on what the court has ruled in terms of, you mean actually going into her account?
Correct.
I'll allow it as such based on the court's ruling earlier.
Is counsel opening the door?
No,
That's fair based on the court's ruling. You can answer that question, but don't go delve deep into it. Yes.
No, I'm not.
Right, so again, this is simply saying that a backup of the Gmail account was done, and this computer accessed data from that Google Takeout or Google Takeout file.
Okay. And just so that it's super crystal clear, access means...
Well, let him finish. Okay.
Sorry,
Go ahead.
just to be very clear, access means going to a file and opening the file and viewing the file.
Yes.
Okay.
There was, in your review of item 16, this computer, there was no evidence that told you when this Google Takeout occurred of amienicole13@gmail.com.
When the backup occurred of the Google?
Correct.
Right, I wasn't able to determine that because I didn't have the device where the actual file was residing in.
For all you know, it could be 2010.
Yeah, I didn't have the date, right. I didn't know what the date was.
And you do not know when the folder was named. And we're looking at, any of these. This is the same. Basically, it's the same path, but you don't know when that phone path name was created, right?
Right. I don't know.
Now, did you at any point discuss your interpretations of this very technical information with Mr. Avila or Ms. Mariano and kind of explain what it all means?
Again, be careful of tread lightly based on the court's ruling if you get a response of some sort. So
it's just
I understand, but we don't know what conversation took place.
Is he actually an expert?
Nor do you.
I'm not asking about the content of the conversation. Just did any conversation occur where facts about your work were discussed?
Because I don't remember
yes,
him being
discussed
qualified
my
as an
findings
expert.
about this file.
Do you recall when?
He just got up on the stand.
That would have been a few hours ago.
Where was that?
At the district attorney's office in the Hall of Justice.
How long was that conversation, roughly?
Maybe 10 minutes.
So he can't just give an opinion.
And last question, similar to you not knowing the date of the backup, you also don't know the circumstances around that, do you?
Circumstances?
Like, you don't know how it happened.
I can't say for sure how it was backed up. I can only speculate.
All right. Nothing further.
Anything?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Bye. See ya.
Ray Carey, that's with us?
We're going to recall Detective Scott, retired Detective Scott.
What does this make us fifth time up here?
I'm sorry, Detective William Masterson, Scott to his friends. No.
You're getting a good workout, huh?
I'm getting a lot of seat time
Yeah.
out in the hallway.
Oh, he's back. Silver Fox is back. What?
You were
He's
still
back.
inquiring, weren't you?
Yes.
All right.
I was let me have to take a seat. We were talking about Michael Herman and the first statements he had made during your interviews.
Why is he back?
And we talked about how he left a voicemail message for you.
Yes.
And you read it, and you indicated that in that voicemail message, he said he had heard crashing sound like someone dropping a plate earlier in the evening.
Yes.
And then did you then try to meet with him that same day, February 20th, 2020, to interview him?
Yes.
And did you interview him?
Yes.
And the second interview, did you record it?
Yes.
And in the second interview, did he say, right when, at the beginning of the interview, I think because when I yelled up her name, I think he put her to the ground as quickly as he could and started choking her.
Yes.
And did you, or Detective Carranza asked, wait a minute, you heard choking? Yes, I heard choking. Did he say that?
Yes.
And did he also say, it sounded like he threw her to the floor and then she screamed like choking sound. Like it sounded like, I figured that she was screaming for a while, like really bloody murder.
Yes.
And did he also say she was screaming and remember I told you I thought she saw a mouse or something and I just woke up?
Yes.
And did he also say, because as soon as I said her name, he started manhandling her?
Yes.
And that was on February 20th, 2020.
Yes.
By the way, now going back to the date of the murder, the date that Amie Harwick was killed, February 15th, 2020, did you speak to a Robert Koshland?
No, I would object to the form of the question in reference to murder.
All right, the day, he rephrased, he said the day,
Rephrased it.
yeah, he did rephrased after that, so, the day of the incident.
Right. The date of the incident, February 15th, 2020, did you speak to Robert Koshland at about 10 in the morning?
Yes.
Now, did he provide you with the name of Gareth Pursehouse?
Yes, he did.
Michael Herman, did Michael Herman just tell you you should talk to Robert Koshland about the actual name of the ex-boyfriend?
Yes.
And did Robert Koshland provide you some information that then led you to investigate Gareth Pursehouse?
Yes.
Can you tell me
And did you interview Sarah
what
Rollins
the 70
on February
secret herbs
16th,
and spices
2020?
are in your KFC
Yes.
recipe?
And was Robert Koshland present during that interview?
I believe, yes.
Why is that? Why was he present during that interview?
That's not typically what we do, but she felt like she needed support. She was nervous, upset.
Secret.
So we
There is
did
the
it that
reason
way.
there are secrets out.
Well, did she say that, sir?
I don't remember her exact words, but that was
Pretty sure he'll go to his
what I
grave
understood from
with
her.
those
That
as a
he was
secret.
there for
I think you already
support?
did. But
Yes.
Okay, court will allow us that.
And by the way, did you record
No,
that
he's-
initial interview with
He's
Sarah
right
Rollins?
there.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Sir, have you ever said any racial slurs when talking about Popeye's chicken?
By the way, when did you, do you remember when,
Nice
approximately when you received the
logo,
autopsy report for this
MLS,
particular case?
Fancy.
I don't recall the exact date, but it was about a month
Now.
later.
MLS then.
Do you have any notes that would tell
Here's the
you
thing.
when you received it?
Does this witness
I don't know if I have
his
a
own
chrono
big
that would cover
house
that time frame.
Would it be in
with a
April
giant
2020?
pool?
Objection, the witness testified he doesn't remember.
Well, he doesn't remember, so.
Well, let me ask you this. When Michael Herman
In
told
LA.
you that
That he's
you
very
heard
proud of.
her being choked,
Right?
You know,
did you
Because
have the
if he
autopsy report at
has,
that point?
Objection asked.
that completely justifies
Go ahead, you can answer.
all points
No,
that he's ever
I did
done.
not have the autopsy report.
So you didn't,
You see? So
when you
who
received
are we
the
to
autopsy
judge?
report, the autopsy report indicated manual strangulation.
That's all I have to say
Yes.
on the matter.
Objection, Vegas to date.
All right, you just clear that up.
Even if it's
At any
fake porn.
point, when you had the autopsy report, did the autopsy report
They
Big
didn't
indicate
house.
like that.
that one of the
Big
causes,
hole.
one of the contributing factors to death was manual strangulation?
Yes.
I'll
But
just,
your
I
interview
just
with
said,
Michael Herman
hang on,
in
I'll tell
February
you.
2020, when he
I'll
said she
say.
was being choked, did you have the
David, what I was saying was, does he have a giant house with a big pool of his own? And if he does, then that completely, it means that is the court super loud? Beryl, yeah, I can turn down the court. Yeah. Does he have his own big house and own big pool in LA? That means that's completely, like, really, we can't judge, yeah? So if he's very proud of all that, and he's won lots of trophies and things like that too, it doesn't matter. Like, the porn, whether it's heterosexual or not, who are we to judge? That's all I have to say on the matter. Oh, Farrell, it's just, well, hey, you've changed it, Farrell. You've changed your
I did.
Ah, right. Why is that something to do with the sporting season that's happening in the US at the moment that I know nothing about and everyone keeps talking
Yes,
about? And I'm
that's
just like,
that's Aaron Rodgers, New Jersey, when he comes back.
ah, right,
He's going to be a Viking.
right. Slaves cook that chicken? Ain't no white man know about 12 herbs of. Oh, you're talking about the colonel there. The colonel, right? Sorry. Okay, so what's this? He definitely has a big house with a large pool, and under the pool are several hookers. What kind of hookers? Are we talking hookers that have all
What
their
kind?
bits? What kind of hookers? So I don't know. Like,
There are different kinds.
look, I think that they're the kind that go on camera. Maybe they're just, you know, the big black plastic kind. Silicone. Anyway, I've been told. Look, okay, you need to. We need to not judge people who are very proud of their big pools and big houses. I've been told that I need to make the courts not so loud. I have a booster on at the moment, so maybe if I just turn the booster off, boost volume off, and turn normal sound on.
Autopsy report at that point.
No, I did not.
And can I get some feedback, please, from chat?
Yeah. I don't hear anything.
I know that they're not doing anything right now.
Oh, gosh.
Cross-examination.
They just have a moment to get set up, Your Honor.
All right.
Force him to give up his herb recipe on the cross.
David, you have a link if you want to come in. That would be sweet. It'd be good to see you.
Good afternoon, Detective.
Good afternoon. Just Scott. I'm the lawyer.
How's that, guys? It's still too loud?
All right.
No.
So
Maybe
you spoke
too
with Michael Herman at 2086
maybe
Mound Street
skosh
on
louder.
February 15th,
Maybe what?
2020, right?
A little bit
Correct.
louder.
And you
Louder.
spoke to him before
Yeah, a
interviewing
little
him
bit.
at the station.
Yes.
You went into his house.
Went into
Hey.
his bedroom.
Hey, Bobby.
Right. You walked through the house and
see,
down
this
to his
channel is a
bedroom, right?
democracy.
No. I came
Everyone
in
gets
through the
to
back
say.
door, and his bedroom is right there.
He came in through the back door.
Okay. He was asleep.
Oh.
Not when I interviewed him, no.
I should hope not. That would be
he
a
made a
strange
funny.
interview. When you walked into his room,
When I walked into his room,
he was in bed.
he was not in bed asleep.
I took my shirt off.
He was at 2086
Unbuttoned
Mound
my
when you
pants
first went over
and got
there in the
bed with
morning.
him.
True, Lefty.
Before the interview
Okay,
at the station,
so
he
can
was in
people
bed.
like hear us
He was
and
under
then
the covers
talk
in
at the
bed.
same time? Because I
I
want
don't
kind
recall
of the
him
same
being
volume.
under the covers in
Yeah.
bed.
Would it
Yeah.
refresh your recollection to look at a body-worn video?
It may, yes.
It's their sex tape.
Lefty, are you withholding the D? Dear me, that's not like you.
You have to work, Lefty?
Oh,
You can always come on.
Come on here.
Yeah.
I send out all these links to people, and really, I feel like I'm just like a nerd. Like you don't all want to come on.
You're not cool.
I'm
Not
gonna have
cool
the
at
sound
all.
off.
Melissa J.
Hey.
Hey, Ozzy's in the house.
If you
Hey,
film
Mel.
it, they will come.
Once I get a few more Aussies here, I want to ask you all a question.
Where do babies come from?
Mm,
That is not the question, Albert.
Oh,
no.
okay. I'm sorry. Now I'm embarrassed.
Yeah, sure. You should be.
Did that refresh your recollection?
Can you rewind that just a little bit, just a few seconds
sir.
back?
Like, was that far enough? Or a little bit further?
Yeah, no, that's fine. I think that's fine. Thank you.
Hey.
Hey! Hang on, pause it for a sec.
Alonzo came down and I just came in. Right.
David!
Hello,
How's
it's
it
very
going?
loud here in the background.
No, you're okay.
Hello.
How are ya?
Good, I'm good. Down in Texas.
How's your
Fancy.
holiday?
Texas?
Texas.
Texas?
Well, I did that wrong. There.
Wow.
Nice.
You just stop by and see Luna.
You know, I told her where I was. She didn't track me down, so
Oh.
that's on her.
Amateurs.
Rejected.
You never tell me when you're coming to Ohio.
God, I don't go to Ohio. I fly over.
Yeah.
What about
Wow.
Iris?
I told them both I was in Texas.
Ah.
Apparently, I'm like 3 hours away from them, so they decided not to make the trek. I'm not worth it to them.
No, you're not.
That's sad.
Nah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That could have been a
sucks.
good time with Iris and Luna down here.
Yeah.
Yes.
It looks pretty there. Or are you
It
on a
is.
boat? Are you on a boat?
No, I'm at Margaritaville,
Really?
north of
Nice.
Houston.
Check you out. Like 1 week you're in Sweden, next week you're in Texas. You're living
Yeah,
the life,
I'm just getting
dude.
all my vacation out of the way so I can work the rest of the year. That's all.
Are we paying
David-
you too much money?
Apparently,
David gets around.
He
I
does.
do. I get around.
You look so relaxed.
It's very nice here.
Yeah.
He must
Although I
be.
think
This
I
is a
need to
good
hit the bar.
vacation.
What?
I know, right?
You've been in a good mood. This must be a good vacation for you.
Yeah.
It is. This is a good vacation. Yes,
Yeah.
Good.
very nice.
Any news?
No news about anything other than, no news about anything. I put a Buc-ee's video out. If you guys don't know what Buc-ee's is,
I have no idea.
What's Buc-ee's?
Buc-ee's is a large gas station in Texas, throughout Texas, and they opened up one in Tennessee, which apparently the expert went to, and then has been insisting that I go to a Buc-ee's, and so I had to do a video for him, and I posted that this morning, so you guys can check it out.
The new one in Tennessee is the biggest one. I think it's 47,000
It's
square
ridiculous.
foot.
My wife said, I don't get the fascination. It's a big gas station, but it's very cool. It's a lot of fun.
Why would
There's
you care
lots to
about a gas
see.
station?
It's cool. They have like
Check
lots
out-
of
check out my
knickknack
video.
things. Yeah.
Okay, I'll look at the video. Yeah, like to me that just sounds like. it's
And they
a
have really,
gas
really good
station.
bathrooms. The bathrooms
Oh,
are
good
amazing.
bathrooms.
That's good.
They have
I got video of
attendants.
the bathroom. I didn't think
Yeah.
I'd be able to, but I did. I
Oh,
managed not to get anyone going to the bathroom, so that was good.
Are they gender neutral restrooms?
Oh my.
Those were in Sweden.
Oh,
Really?
in California.
Yes,
In California.
in California apparently, and,
yeah.
and Boston, right? Because that's where oh god, that law show from the '90s was at. They had gender neutral.
Boston legal.
No,
Oh
not
yeah.
Boston.
No.
Ally McBeal.
Oh, Amy. Yeah. Okay.
Ally McBeal. Yeah. So
Really?
Which is so weird now to think of.
they're not gonna have gender neutral in Texas. Come on.
No, fair. It is Texas.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Nah, it'd be like getting your schlong out.
We're
and-
lucky they're peeing indoors these days.
It's all right. I make a lot of money on gender neutral bathroom signs, so
I have a niece who lives in Texas. But,
Yeah?
yeah, I know, yeah, but she's a cardiologist, right? and because she moved there with her husband, and because he builds stadiums, but the thing is, because she's a cardiologist in Australia, she had to like give up her whole career for like 2 years because you can't practice medicine. Like if you got a medical license in Australia, you can't practice medicine in America. So luckily, he's making good money. He'd want to, because she can't practice at all. She can't use her medical license in the US. So there you go.
That seems kind of dumb.
It is kind of dumb, isn't it? It's the same with lawyers. Like lawyers here, they can't go overseas and just use their. Well, I mean, they have to learn a lot.
I can use my law license in Sweden, just not. I can't be like a barrister right off the bat. But I can
you have
use
to pass
it
the bar.
and do my thing and then advance to that level. There's a way in.
Yeah, because you need to learn all about their laws, obviously.
Well, and their language too. They kind of want you to know.
Well,
that.
there is that. Okay, so that is quite a hurdle to jump, I suppose. But I mean, considering that you guys kind of speak the same language as us, not completely,
kind of.
like
you guys say things wrong sometimes, but it's mostly the same.
You do, yeah, you do.
So.
All right, well, maybe we'll keep watching this for a bit. If
Sounds
you want to
good.
stick around, that'd be cool.
I'll kick back and relax here.
Yeah, just chill. That's cool. Just keep your clothes on though. That'd be good.
Ew.
Yes.
Stop that.
What? Oh, sorry. Farrell would like to see nipple.
Nipple?
Sorry for
No,
speaking
you're
on
not
your
seeing
behalf.
nipple. You got to go watch my Swedish video for that.
The Swedish video.
That's right.
Right. I'm going to turn my overlay back on. Hang on just a minute. Actually, no. I'll get this going. So we have the Colonel here.
Yes.
Oh, did you hear, David, that Drew Carey has been subpoenaed?
recollection?
Oh,
Somewhat.
I didn't know one way or the other. That's awesome.
I know.
by the
So we're just waiting for the defense for the prosecution to rest, so that hopefully we'll hear what's going to happen with that. Because the defense called him.
Yeah.
So maybe they're going to go, it was him.
Oh, Melissa Jane's talking about the beaver nuggets. They're weird. I don't know if I like them or not. The beaver nuggets.
Beaver nuggets.
From the beaver nuggets at Buc-ee's. They have beaver nuggets.
I don't like them.
I'm not a
Beaver
fan
nuggets,
of them.
that
My
sounds
wife
so
ate half
naughty.
the bag though.
Yeah, I
Is
don't
it
like
made
them.
from real beaver?
Yes, definitely.
No.
From real beaver.
Okay, sure. They have lots of good things there. I'm just not a fan of the nuggets.
Do they build a dam?
Do they build a dam?
Yeah, the beavers.
No. The mascot's a beaver. Bucky the beaver.
Oh, cute.
Bucky. I've seen the logo. It's cool. I love it.
He is
love
everywhere
beavers.
on everything. Which beaver? Nice.
Which beaver? Yeah. Yeah, Lefty, you love beaver, don't you? We would hope you love beaver.
We're not too sure about Lefty.
Don't.
No, sometimes we're not.
What you're going to say about me?
Yes.
Well, that too,
that's
Sal.
true. That's true, Sal.
There is a uniformed officer with Detective Carranza who arrives at 2086 Mount Street, right?
Yes.
And that the uniformed officer is the one that has the body-worn camera that's making the recording.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
And Detective Carranza, an officer, walk through the house.
Yes.
And you, I think, walk around the side and come in the back.
That's my recollection of it. Yes.
Back.
And then you go into Michael Herman's room.
I think it's too loud.
And no one can know if he was actually asleep, but he was under the covers in bed, right?
Yes, the video showed he was laying in bed with the blankets. Yes.
And the three of you wake him up and tell him that you want to do a walkthrough in the house.
You wanted to join him.
Wake him up.
Well, again, no one can know whether he was asleep or not, so anyway, they make contact with him.
Make contact with him.
Right.
Yes.
And you asked him to tell you everything that had happened and what he heard and saw, right?
Yes.
And you asked him, what he did in reaction to what he heard and saw the night before, right?
We asked to
Who is
do the
this guy?
walkthrough, and to get an
Who is he?
idea of what he was going to tell us.
He is the
Colonel Sanders.
The medical examiner?
No,
lead
the
detective.
crime scene forensic investigator. So he's the guy who puts up the little.
He has dead hookers under his pool then.
So he takes all the little photos and puts up the little numbers.
All right.
One of those dudes. And he's been on the stand for like a day. And we thought he was gone. And then they got him back again. God, man. Bring some chicken with you at least.
I don't know
bad herpes
the specific wording that you're giving me there.
And so you walk through the house, and he tells you what had happened, right?
Yes.
And in that walkthrough on February 15th, 2020, in the morning, he does not tell you that he heard the sound of something breaking earlier in the night.
Is that correct? Is that what you're saying?
I don't think so, no.
He did not tell you that he heard sounds of choking.
No.
And just so the record's clear, I want to
Wrong
avoid
Jeremy
double
was what I
negative.
was
So
thinking.
I'll end my questions with, is that correct? Okay. So
What I was originally thinking was
he did not tell you that he heard the sounds of Amie being muffled. Is that correct?
Negative.
Muffled?
No.
Double negative.
Double negative.
Yeah, okay.
The one you wanted to avoid?
I know. I tried to avoid it, and I set myself up right into it. It's
really feral.
He never told you that he heard the sounds of what sounded like Amie being muffled.
Well, he did tell us that he heard Amie being muffled. The way you asked me that question.
In the walkthrough.
Okay.
Before you take him to the station, in that walkthrough, he never said that he heard what sounded like her being muffled. He never said that.
I'm just trying to remember at what time, at what.
Is this Cross?
At what point he said that, and I think that is correct.
Dad's not too sure, dude.
Does not tell you that he heard the sounds of what sounded like two people falling to the floor.
No worries.
Two people?
In the initial walkthrough.
Correct.
Correct.
He does not say that he heard sounds of suffocating.
Correct.
He
what sounds of
he
suffocating?
told you that she was still
Isn't that the sound
yelling
of silence?
when he left the
Right?
house.
Isn't there no sound? Isn't that the point?
I believe that is correct.
He told you that she was yelling the whole time.
What's that?
What was that noise?
Me?
My only.
Well, that was my impression of sounds of suffocating. Like.
Oh,
it was
okay.
pretty-
I thought Sal was doing something off camera. Okay, we're good.
Oh no.
Well, it
Well,
could have
maybe,
been.
I was just like, that was weird. All right.
No, this
Okay.
guy really turns me on. Sorry. I was doing a Jeffrey too.
Salbert.
Sal.
You get
Okay,
that
turn the
reference.
camera on. Let's see both hands.
Both hands.
Both.
See?
There you go.
Both hands.
See,
Thank you.
I got a rib.
You've got a rib.
Yeah.
Fine.
rib.
Is that all? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Righto. Yeah, all right. So I was doing this. That was one of my demonstrations.
But that sounds
Now-
like attempted suffocation.
It does. It doesn't sound like suffocation at all. And
Suffocation is silence.
well, yeah, but that isn't what she died from. She died from falling off the balcony, which
Well,
would do it.
the question was still asked.
It was still well, okay, but it is still not. I don't know if it's actually definite that that's what killed her. Like she could have been dead already, and boom,
No, she was alive.
No,
after.
she was twitching.
she was twitching.
She was twitching at the on the ground. She was.
Yeah, they
like,
took her to
having
the
a seizure.
hospital.
Ew.
How do you know that, David?
Because that was the testimony.
Yeah.
Just
Watching.
now.
He's been paying
Oh,
attention,
here.
EU.
That
No,
was
from a
like
couple
day
days
one
ago.
of testimony. Where have you been?
I missed that bit. So I missed the twitching. I completely missed the twitching. Okay, so I had to add that into my
It was so
demonstration.
traumatic when they described the twitching. How could you not remember that? This was like the first two officers on the scene.
Did Mo do that or us?
Mo probably did.
Oh, maybe Mo did.
See,
Okay.
see,
But still,
she
you
does
should have
the
been
mornings.
watching. You're streaming in this trial. You need to be up to speed on it.
Dude, I'm in Australia, okay? So she does that at 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. my time, right? So you got to cut me a little slack.
I get it.
I do my best.
Mo should give you a highlight reel because that
She
was
should.
pretty traumatic when they
Okay,
tested.
I really do wish I'd seen that now, but that reenactment wasn't too bad. Come on now. Give me a little
All right,
bit
I gotta
of
go.
a break.
I might be back.
Carol.
Hesitation.
Oh,
I
bye.
don't know if he said that she was yelling the whole time, or that when he left to get help, he no longer heard her yelling. That's the only thing that I'm.
Time zone sucks. Thank you, Melissa.
It may.
Thank you, Mel.
And
You
this
are
this is the
on my
transcript.
side.
File number walkthrough with detectives and PR, and I'm gonna have him read starting at page 27, line 24, and read to page 28, line 10. And if you could please look up when you're done.
Okay. So to line 10 and 27.
So if you start at 27 at the very bottom.
This goes to page 27. Line what?
Line 21.
21, okay.
We do, Mel. It's
And then to line 10
mateship.
of the next page. I think is the relevant part. You're welcome to read more, but
It's the spirit of giving each other a fair go. And then we rip each other down.
What's the population of Australia?
About 25 million. That's right, Mel, isn't it? So pretty much F all.
That's like if you put Michigan and Ohio together.
And spread it out over the size of your whole country.
Somewhat, yes.
So he told you that she was yelling still when he left the house.
Yes.
And that she was yelling the whole time.
Shut up,
Yes.
Lefty.
So after that walkthrough, then you and Detective Carranza and the officer and Mr. Herman go to the station, right?
Yes.
And you have a more formal interview at the station that occurred at 8:25 in the morning.
Yes.
And there you do a more thorough interview and ask him more, not just what happened at night, but more facts surrounding the situation, right?
Correct.
And you have him run through again the relevant events.
Yes.
And he, in that interview at 8:25 in the morning, on the 15th of February, he does not tell you that he heard the sounds of choking.
Correct.
He does not tell you that he heard the sounds of Amie being muffled.
The sounds of choking. Sounds
Yes,
like a Broadway musical.
He does not tell you that he heard the sounds of suffocating.
Correct.
He does not tell you that it got quiet before he left the house.
He does not.
He told you that she was still yelling when he left.
Yes.
He never told you that he heard what sounded like two people falling to the floor.
No, I don't believe so.
He specifically described it as like a shuffling sound, sounded like a struggle, right?
Yeah, I remember him saying struggle, yes.
Struggle, snuggle.
And that she was yelling the whole time, and she just kept screaming.
Yes.
And you specifically asked him,
Hey,
did you hear
are you going to finish
anything
the Whitmer
else?
trial?
And he said no.
Yes, I'm finishing.
I don't
the
remember
working
that
files since I
specific
get
question,
home.
but
I don't want to commit on the road.
that sounds like something I would have asked.
David, question for you.
Where do babies come from?
Another time.
Okay.
What's the question? Am I going to finish Whitmore? Yeah, I'm going to finish it as soon as I get home. I didn't want to stream it on the road. We already have a verdict, but I'm still going to pull out and watch and call out the state on all of its BS. So we're going to
He's going to pull out.
Pull out.
Pull out.
Indeed.
Pull out? Yeah, we're going to pull out.
Meanwhile, Melissa's getting all hot and bothered here. Maybe I like being sticky, covering myself in chocolate. God, Mel, it's a bit early in the morning for this.
I think I need to take a trip to Australia next.
I'll tell you what.
I know.
It's like not even 7 a.m., man.
How close are you to Melissa?
She's in Sydney. I'm in Brisbane. So what? 1,000 k's? It's about a 7-hour drive.
Wow.
Yeah, we can make that work. We all get together.
We will all get together. Absolutely. Absolutely. Half Irish. How's it going?
Hey, half Irish. Well, I am going to jump off. My wife is coming down, so I feel like I get off at some point.
Yeah, I know. You don't want to get caught. You are probably not supposed to be.
Yes.
Not supposed to be streaming on this holiday.
Talking to other ladies.
I'm supposed to be relaxing. Yes, spending time with the wife.
Yes.
All right, you all have a good day. I'll keep watching.
Say hi for us.
Will do.
Yes.
Okay.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye, Dave. Get together and pet a wombat. I would love to pet a wombat. Contrary to popular belief, they don't just run around everywhere and poop poop cubes. Unfortunately, no, they're quite antisocial. They like to hang out in their little caves that they build, and they're pretty much just like.
That works.
Yeah. 1,000 k and 7 hours. It's probably it's more like 13 hours or so. Yeah, if you really got onto the freeway and went nuts. Yeah, I was probably being a little bit wishful on that one. Who else we got here? Hey, Fed.
Hey.
Baker, Chizzy, and Jamie Raid. Oh, really? Oh, sweet. We got people coming in. Yes. Digger. Cool. Lovely. Maybe we might even see one of them come into our panel. That'd be cool. Considering we have Jamie up there on our overlay, it'd be nice to have Jamie come in. Cool.
She's cheating on us.
She is cheating on us. What's going on? Irish. Oh no, hang on, where is she? Where's Irish? There's Irish. She's changed her name. Irish. Oh, you're so cute, Irish. Love you, darling. Cool. All right. Baker and Chizzy actually sent you here. Really? So you got redirected.
Posted our link.
Oh, you couldn't be redirected. Okay, sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, and Red is here too. Hello. Is that Santa on the stand? Look.
Oh, Santa.
Santa would have a bigger beard than that.
So I think this is just Colonel Sanders.
Yeah, true. And look, I don't think Santa is trying to nail anyone for murder.
Just Mrs. Claus.
Yeah, yeah, so no, I don't think so. But anyway, so basically where we're at for all the new people coming in is we're in the PM session of Pursehouse trial, and we're still talking to this guy who is the crime scene investigator. So CSI, crime scene investigator, for the scene where Amie Harwick was found unalived on the ground. Big mess. And
covered in
also
white
covered
paint.
in what?
White paint.
Yeah, that was weird, that part.
I hope it's paint.
Me too. Otherwise, Jack North. Is that his name? Yeah,
I think so.
had been around. And also, Pixie, cool, you're here too. Once Bronze gets here, let's hope she turns up soon. I want to ask you and Melissa and Bronze something. Aussies, I need to ask you all a question. Cool. Beth, sweet, hey. Yeah, so he has been on the stand forever. He left and he came back. And yeah, he was talking about the nicotine being there for a bit. He wasn't talking about the contents of it, just the fact that it was there. And also, like, all the little bits and pieces, like the trinkets and things that were around. So anyway, hoping that he'll finish pretty shortly. But we're just making fun of him, basically. Oh, and
Yeah.
I did a reenactment of how she was, like, the sounds. So she apparently was and also twitching.
Oh
Just
yeah,
in
he
case
did
you
it, Marfs.
He did what? So we think he
Yeah.
did it. Oh, look, there's really no argument about the fact that
The defense pretty much
was,
says he did.
yeah, he was there and he caused her to fall.
They're
or
trying to
what?
go for manslaughter, basically,
Yeah, that it was
instead
an
of
accident.
first degree.
Correct.
Like he caused her becoming unalived, but that wasn't his intention. Because she got scared, understandably, and then tripped over, fell off the balcony.
Yeah, just like woo.
Yeah.
Kind of like yo 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 yo.
Oh, I need to send you those clips I got.
Yeah. Pew. So very much like the Price is Right yodeling
Exactly.
man. Speaking of which, for those who don't know, Amie Harwick, the decedent, was engaged to Drew Carey for a while, and the defense has subpoenaed Drew Carey to be on the witness list for the defense, and we are hoping that Drew Carey does appear as a witness within the next day or two.
Yes.
So hence why we are trying to get all of the what do you call it? All of the
sound
effects and things like that going for him to come on down. And then finally, all of our graphics make sense because right at the very beginning, Sal and I were all like, "Oh, we can do a Price is Right thing," and then it turned out to be nothing to do with the Price is Right.
I know,
but
not yet.
now it's all starting to come together.
Hopefully,
finally,
it's gonna be a real buzzkill.
Yeah.
If it doesn't,
why would he be for the defense? We don't know exactly, Digger. All we know is that he did talk to Amie 2 days before she passed. So she reached out to him.
Yeah.
And they were going to get together. So I don't know. Maybe the defense is going to point the finger in some way to him. Don't know. Or maybe it's just something to do with some foundation about.
Or maybe the defense lawyer is just a huge fan of The Price is Right and Drew Carey and just wants to get an autograph.
Perhaps.
I don't know.
Maybe it's something like that. Don't know. But he was in contact with her just a few days earlier. So yeah, that's, who knows? I'm dying to know.
I know.
To know. Yeah. What would he say? Yeah. Don't know, Irish. Don't know. Interesting. I know. It's so interesting.
Let's see.
I just hope it happens in the next day or two because I am going to be away from my Thursday to Sunday. And if I miss it, I'm going to be so grumpy. Gah. After all of this. Yeah, there's dancing. I'm going to a dance congress in Adelaide.
Okay.
From Thursday to Sunday.
So
I know.
Thursday,
my Thursday, which is Wednesday.
Okay. So just tomorrow.
I'm here for tomorrow and the next day.
Okay.
Yes, I've got 2 more days of this.
Okay.
What Drew is he a Scientology? Is he a member of Scientology? Good question, Digger. I don't know.
can find out.
That definitely makes him guilty. It was him. Him. I can't even point at a camera properly. Imagine a room of lawyers and agents working 24/7 to get him off the stand. Off the stand. What does that mean?
Oh, to prevent him from testifying, I guess.
Oh, right. Yeah. Fair enough. Thank you, Irish. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. And thank you for being in my chat, people who are, and thank you for being just here in general, a sales chat or my chat. I really appreciate it. Really need the watch hours,
Absolutely.
need the subs, need all the things. Coming up to 1 month of streaming now, and I'm doing a little look back thing on Twitter and stuff. I really would appreciate it, everybody, if you just know one person who might not be subbed to both my or Sal's channels, to just like share it and just ask them to just press the button, even if they're not really interested, but just to press the button, because like it helps so much.
Subs
really
are
does. It costs
really
nothing.
hard to get. Yeah.
Subs are so hard to get. They really are. So that would just be
watch hours
so
are, I mean, not easy, but
watch hours aren't that easy, but we can accumulate those with trials.
Yeah.
But subs are really, really hard to get. So we big time appreciate that. Okay, let's keep going. Boom. Aw, Murph, you are adorable. Thank you so much. No.
This transcript, the page numbers.
I love my
on it,
co-host.
So it's a little bit difficult, but would it refresh your recollection if I showed you in the transcript that question?
It might.
Okay, just give me a second, because every page says it's page 3, which it's not.
He's a Buddhist, hey? Interesting.
Actually, I'm going to just return to that in a second. So the first time that he ever said anything to choking or being brought to the floor was on the 20th of February, 2020.
Yes, I believe that's correct.
And that was in a phone call initially.
A hypothetical
Yes.
burner account.
You
though.
and Detective Carranza were in a car.
Yes.
Well, you
And
could always
Michael
make a
Berman,
hypothetical burner
called
account,
you.
or maybe
Well, that's
two.
true.
Or either you called him or he called you.
Yes.
And you had a brief conversation with him, and then you put the phone on speaker.
Nothing wrong with
Yes.
that.
And you put the phone on speaker so that Detective Carranza could listen and be part of the conversation, and also to begin recording.
Yes.
And so that recording begins once you move from just speaking on the phone to putting it on speaker for the three of you to have a discussion, right?
Correct.
Now, in that phone call on the 20th, that was the first time he told you that he heard choking.
I believe so.
That was the first time he told you that he heard sounds of what sounded like someone taking another person to the ground.
Yes.
Those were new facts that he did not tell you previous to the 20th of February.
Yes.
And that was the same day that the media published the coroner's findings that alleged strangulation.
On February
20th.
20th. Foundation?
If you know.
Just saying.
If he knows.
Did you ever see that publication?
No, sir.
Okay, just saying.
You didn't see the LA Times article?
No.
Mads, legit.
All right. So I'd like to talk about
I feel like it's a prerequisite for them to be
the
ridiculously
timeline.
overweight.
So on February
when they
15th,
first start,
2020, at
Well, at least
4:30
it used to
in the
be
morning,
like they had to
Detective
be
Fred
in
Lower
shape when they
calls you.
first started, like at the academy.
You
Yes.
think?
But
Oh, I
once
suppose
they're
they
an
Now,
would be.
Sergeant
officer,
Deneen had,
like once they're
had
on
called
the job, then
much earlier to the night
there's no
detectives,
like
right?
standards.
Donutville.
I don't know.
Yeah, and these are detectives, so they're not really
It
out.
was assigned
running
to you
after perps
as a
and
case
stuff.
to respond to. There were multiple detectives that were available that night, right?
I think he's
was
talking about the bailiffs
on-call
though, too.
detective.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
The bailiff behind him.
But the call,
who's
the
usually
call
behind
to
him.
the night detectives had
Whoa.
happened.
Like 2.5 hours before you got the call at 4:30,
I'm not-
right?
I don't know.
Saying it's good. I'm just saying there's no
No.
rules to like keep them in shape.
And the
Give them a
interior
At least
crime
they can,
scene you testified to on direct
Tell
wasn't
us how you
established until
really
5
feel
a.m.,
about
right?
that.
yeah.
Let's do.
I'm sorry,
At least
crime
they
scene
could
law.
do is throw in a complimentary
The
membership
interior
to Gold's
crime scene
Gym.
law?
Correct.
Yeah.
I think that's what time they started, yes.
Yeah, Digger.
No.
On that day, you took handwritten
A bit
notes
like
about going to the
The
crime scene.
Chief Wiggum School of
Yeah.
The
Fitness.
suspected
I
crime
mean, they
scene
should
at the
be,
time, right?
but
Yes.
All the
And
cops here, yeah. We don't really have many large cops here, like
well, you
in
don't really
terms
have
of
like the
choppiness.
American diet, so
according to those handwritten
Yeah.
notes, you arrive at 2086 Mound Street at 5:50 in the morning.
I think I need to go and see whether my
My
child is
handwritten
up.
notes?
Correct.
okay.
I don't recall.
Would it refresh your recollection?
It might.
It might not.
If you could just look at the top part of the page and look up when you're done. Did that refresh your recollection?
Not really.
You took these handwritten notes on the 15th of February 2020, right?
Yes.
You listed the incident number, right?
Yes.
The RD number, what's that?
Reporting district?
The report time, right?
Yes.
And then some basic information, the names of the paramedics who responded.
Relevance.
Sustained.
Okay.
Go on, Ken.
And you indicated that you arrived at 5:50 in the morning, right?
Yeah, that's what the notes say. Yes.
You kept a chronological log of your investigative actions in this case, right?
Yes.
And in that, it's chrono for short. It shows the date and time of what you did. Significant investigation actions that you took, right?
Yes. That's the purpose of the chronological record.
And in the chrono, it lists you arriving at 5:45, right?
I don't know for certain.
Would it refresh your recollection to look at the chrono?
It might.
May I approach?
Yes.
If you could look at row 3 on the first page.
This one?
Oh yeah,
Was she up?
Second.
Second.
She wasn't.
Whoops.
I sicked the dog onto her. Now she's awake.
Okay.
Did that refresh your recollection?
As to the time,
Yes.
It's school
Not really.
holidays, but she's going
But it does
to
say on
like
your chrono that you
excursion
arrived
thing
at 5:45, right?
with like,
chrono shows
like a school group
5:45. Yes.
thing,
Gotcha.
and the bus leaves at
On
8
the
o'clock,
interior crime scene
and she needs to be
log,
on it.
It says you were
Yeah.
at 5, right?
Object asked and answered and
This is
relevance.
sustained. And relevancy as well.
And now detectives don't wear body-worn video, right?
No. At
You-
least when I was employed.
Oh, when you were
And
employed.
you
Well,
weren't in
that
this
was
case.
probably about
And I
50
did not
years
in this
ago,
case,
dude.
no.
You wrote a number of reports
No one would have had body-worn
in the
camera.
days immediately after February 15th, right?
I mean, involving other incidents?
No, in this case. He wrote a 6-page investigative report in this case. Do you recall that?
I wrote several reports, yes.
I'm just talking about the days right after. I'm just like the days immediately after the incident. You wrote a report on the 16th of February 2020 titled Investigative Report, right?
I may have.
Would it refresh your recollection to look at it?
It might. Okay.
And while I'm up here, if I may, well, let me ask you first. Do you recall writing the closeout report?
Yes.
I think it's the closeout report.
Is that what it's entitled?
It is.
All right.
So let's take the investigative report first. You finalized it on the 16th of February, right?
That is the first the report that you showed me. Okay, so that is the initial report that we write, the crime report.
Right. My question is, you finalized that on the 16th of February, right?
I don't understand what you mean by finalized.
You wrote it on the 16th of February.
Finalized? You finished it?
Yeah, again, I don't remember the exact date that I wrote that.
It's pretty simple, dude. You finalized it. It's done. Kaput.
To refresh your recollection.
All right, let's approach.
Oh dear. God. I feel like if I fast forward, it's going to be
just hit
finished.
the right arrow.
Hang on. Just. Oh.
I did turn it off, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no
All
need.
right.
Okay, so I just want to quickly establish that you wrote an investigative report on the 16th, right? Just the basic crime report.
The basic crime report, I don't know if it was the 16th or the 17th, but yes, I wrote that report.
And then you wrote a closeout report on the 17th.
Again, I don't know the exact date.
But you did write a closeout
I did.
report. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Well, I think it's important to just establish the date. Would it refresh your... I'll move on, it's fine.
Yeah, move
so
on.
You miss... Well, very, very briefly. It's incredibly... You're retired, you have a ton of experience. It's incredibly important to include all of the significant facts in your investigative report, right?
I'm going to check this argumentative and incredibly important.
Well, I think I know what the question is, as you asked it. It's important that you include significant material facts in your report, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And the closeout report specifically gets sent to district attorneys who are going to make a decision on, what charge to file and what to do in response to your investigation.
When do you have to leave?
Right?
I send all my reports to the district attorney's office.
Not for half hour.
Including that one?
Including that one.
Okay.
Okay, but they're going to make a decision based on this closeout. And a closeout
I was
is,
sure I was going to get some trolls out of Twitter yesterday.
Initial
but
summary
no.
of what you believe the facts to be at that point in time.
Well, but
Relevance
again,
and speculation.
Well, again, it is speculative. He sends all the reports. What they make a decision on, as opposed to just that report. I think they make it. You can't answer the question whether it's a culmination of all the reports as opposed to just the closeout report.
What's a girl
But
have
based
to
on all the
do?
information they send, then you're probably correct. They decide what if any charges they're going to file.
And you would want to
any?
put all of the important facts in your reports to provide to the prosecution, right?
Yes.
And your reports in this case were complete, true, and accurate.
To the best of my ability, yes.
Ms. Harwick was pronounced dead at 3:26 a.m. on the 15th of February, right?
I believe so.
And when you arrived at 2086 Mound, you were aware that she had passed.
Yes.
Upon arrival, each detective checked in with Officer Garcia, who maintained the crime scene log, right?
Relevance and
Sustained.
The prosecution, Mr. Avila asked about the crime scene
Welcome
log,
back,
specifically on
Farrell.
direct.
I may well be, but I'm sustaining the objection.
All right, so paramedics had moved things in the patio area when they arrived, prior to you, right?
foundation.
Do you know, sir?
I don't know. It was
Okay.
all done before I was there,
Sustained.
whatever was done.
You don't know if paramedics moved the patio furniture?
He doesn't know, counsel. If it was moved, he can't say whether they're paramedics or police officers that did it. Do you know?
No,
Okay.
Hang on.
Didn't
Are there
review
two
body
of you
worn of the
here,
responding
Carl?
officers?
I did.
I would object as to the point of the question.
All right, ask your
I'm
next
confused.
question.
So the point is, you don't know exactly what was moved and how in the prior to your arrival.
Correct.
You interviewed Robert Koshland on the 15th of February 2020 at 10 a.m.
Yes.
He told you about Ms.
Right.
Harwick's
Nah,
Google
fair
Nest cameras in this interview.
Yes.
I have a number of photographs that I'd like to introduce that I previously marked, or actually I marked the numbers, but what's the next in order?
Good, you. I didn't want to say double U because it sounds like a letter, so it's U, a U.
Okay, it's 13 photographs that
13.
I'd
Okay.
like to be marked as
1 through 13.
UU 1 through 13.
It's always awkward when they get to KKK.
Showing them to
That happened in the Darrell Brooks trial.
Did it?
Yeah, during a motions hearing, they were like, listening, you know, A for like each victim was a different letter. But
Yeah.
there were so many victims. It was
Yeah.
like victim A, victim B, victim AA, victim
Right.
BBB, CCC. And it got to
Like, what's
KKK.
a triple K?
Yeah,
Oh no.
it turned out it
You
was like a
skipped that, wouldn't
5-year-old
you?
girl. Yeah,
Oh no.
yeah. The victim KKK was like a 5-year-old girl.
They skipped it, didn't they?
No, they said it.
They said it.
Yeah. That was awkward.
Oops.
Yeah. I was counting in my head, oh, please, get to it, it'd be so funny.
That's still funny.
I'll fucking remove that.
It's okay. I think I've seen that photo before.
Well, that is true, Mads.
All right. So did you recognize all of those photos?
Yes.
And these are
It's very
photos that
true.
were taken
What's that mean?
on the 15th
Social Security.
Yes.
of February.
But
Yeah.
it's
So,
SS, like this
publishing
judge's
UU
Elite.
13.
intelligence unit.
Yeah.
It was a Nazi unit.
Oh. Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. So this
See, that's funny, but
is a picture of
the little
the
kid being
balcony
called that.
that's off.
is
Yeah.
That's
It was a
funny.
little rough.
Yes.
No, poor thing.
This is UU 12.
I wonder when
Speaking
Bradley
of-
Young is going to be.
Sorry,
This is
speaking of
the
little
other side
kids,
of the balcony.
Yes.
do you see Letitia's phone calls are out?
Yeah, I did see it. I haven't listened to him yet.
UU 11.
Yeah, I listened to a bit.
Yeah.
She's got a crazy aunt who's just as crazy as
This
her,
is,
pretty much.
Really?
The
Yeah.
left side of the balcony looking down towards the patio.
And
Yes.
also, Letitia sounds sane. Like, actually sane.
Really?
UU 10.
Like, I've never heard her in her, all the other phone calls, everything. She never has sounded so sane.
Also at the left
It's
corner,
weird.
looking down at the patio.
Yes.
Maybe she's on meds now.
From the balcony. Yes, sir.
Maybe
And
that's it.
There's some
Don't know.
foliage.
Or maybe
right?
she was
There's
putting it
leaves
on
from the
all
tree
along.
Right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the tree.
Yeah, this is after.
The
The calls were
branching
after
things
the
actually
conviction.
kind of come through the building a bit. right?
Yeah, these calls are in May.
Looks like it comes to the
How
railing.
harsh?
Yes.
Yeah. No, I think June and July.
UU 9.
It said May.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they were to her
This
aunt
is-
Brenda.
this is also from that
Brenda.
corner, right?
Yes.
And they were all
Nice
about
sane
her
woman.
assets.
UU 8.
No, that is an
This
issue.
is a different angle.
Her aunt Brenda
of
was trying
the
to
railing.
help her keep her assets so that they couldn't
Railing
be
to the
taken
left
by
side
the
railing,
state
yes.
or by Al. Not that Al
Yeah.
would want her
7.
assets.
That's an issue with, well, I'm saying.
Same corner, but just a different angle, backed up a little bit.
You have
and
to
there
like
can
be
see some of
declared
the
indigent. You
branches
can't have
and foliage
family
coming
putting
through
too much money on your bills and
railing,
stuff
right?
like that.
Yes.
Mm.
So,
UU 6. Just a different angle, same balcony, right?
Yes.
UU 5. That's the right corner.
Nice balcony.
Yes.
Shame she fell off it.
Yeah.
U4, also right
Oh, he's
corner.
interested now.
Yes.
U3, middle.
Yes.
Well, you think that hedge would break the fall?
Yeah.
And that's
Somewhat.
the left corner again.
Yes.
It's only
And
3 floors.
U1 is
Only,
the
yeah.
view
I mean, it's
of the
it's a
balcony
lot,
from
but it's
the
not.
bedroom.
Yes, through the French shores, yes.
It's enough stuff.
You think?
Yeah.
I mean, you can fall 1 story and be perfectly fine.
Yes, it's 3.
No, I know that.
Mr. Pursehouse was arrested on the 15th of February 2020, right?
I guess it depends
Yes.
how she lands, too.
And he posted bail.
Yes.
And on the 19th, you and Detective Carranza met with Mr. Avila and another attorney, right? On the 19th of February.
Yes.
And the prosecution filed the case, right?
Yes.
And a court order was obtained authorizing
Objection
bail.
relevance found in 352.
No, it's sustained.
I haven't even asked my question.
But a order was obtained for his arrest. Is that what we're hearing?
Authorizing the bail bonds company to provide GPS tracking.
Okay, sustained.
All right.
So-
He was
okay,
arrested
fine,
on the 19th
sustained.
again, right?
Yes, he was rearrested, yes.
And when he was rearrested, he was being detained at a location by the bail bond agent.
Objection relevance.
Sustained.
On direct, you testified that the diameter of what you believe to be urine was 3 feet wide.
What?
Yes, I
3
did say that.
feet?
On direct.
Okay, now, nowhere in your notes does it say anything that it was that large, right?
I don't think
Ooh.
so.
Nowhere in your investigative report does it say that it was 3 feet in diameter, right?
I don't believe so.
Nowhere in your closeout report does it say that it was 3 feet in diameter.
Objection asked and answered.
Well, he's referencing different reports. Did you indicate that anywhere in any report that you may have generated?
No, I don't believe I
Okay.
did.
3
So your
feet
testimony
wide.
today was the first time that this fact had been uttered.
That's a lot of urine.
I may have opined that position previously.
On direct, you testified that at 1:27, on the night of the February 15th, that the exterior crime scene log was created.
Yes.
And you testified on direct that it was because there had been a homicide,
Yes.
but she wasn't pronounced deceased until 3, I think,
Objective.
26 a.m.
Argumentative. Argumentative.
Overruled.
So
She hadn't been,
she had not been pronounced dead
so she
yet,
was still alive at 1.
but the log was created at 1:27. Yes.
Oh, he's not very
You can
happy.
Create a log for whatever you want to create a log for. It doesn't necessarily have to be because of a homicide.
Well, I'm only asking you about that because on direct you said that it was created because there had been a homicide. But there hadn't been a homicide
I'm
at
going
that
to
point in
object
time.
misstates the testimony.
Does that mistake what you stated?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're right, Dave.
You completed
Is he getting
and
shit?
submitted a request for
Hmm?
serology
Am I right?
and DNA analysis on the 16th
I mean, he's
of
getting
February
shits with this.
at 8 in the morning.
Like, look at
right?
him.
Yes.
Yeah,
He's pretty annoyed.
Yeah.
And
You can
you requested
to
that the substance in the
1.25?
syringe be tested.
I could,
right?
yeah.
Yes.
So generally speaking, when investigating a potential
Joe.
homicide, if you want
Yeah.
different kinds of testing done on physical
he's a lot
evidence,
bigger than
you can ask the Forensic Science
Amie
Division
was,
to
or
run
Russell.
a wide variety of tests, right?
Biggest to what type of evidence?
Well, he's talking in general terms. Are you
Yes.
talking about blood or what are you talking about?
In general terms, yeah, I think my question was clear.
What, was it for blood or was it for, in this case, syringe? I'm not sure.
I'll ask it again.
Okay.
Generally speaking, when investigating a homicide, if you want different kinds of testing done on physical evidence, you can ask the Forensic Science Division to run a variety of tests.
They guys do different types of testing, different materials.
Can you dictate what tests should be run, whether fingerprints or serology or anything like that?
Yes, I would make a request
Okay.
for whatever it is I'm looking for.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, that's all I'm trying to.
Okay, we got there.
And if they can't do it, then they can contract with other agencies to perform the test, typically, right?
Protection Foundation.
It's a stick. He can order the test. He doesn't know what they're able to do with it after that. Who makes that decision?
Well, no, if he says, like in this case,
Ask it. Go ahead.
in this
Ask it.
case, let's do an as applied. In this case, the Forensic Science Division's test of the substance in the syringe showed, the preliminary test showed possible nicotine, right?
Do you know that?
I don't think that's correct.
Is it? Do you know that?
Well,
at all?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Well, I made the request to find out what the substance was in the syringe.
Right, and then they ran
Let him
it.
finish. Let him finish.
And then it came back non-narcotic, and then I believe there was a line that said possibly nicotine.
Right. The report said no controlled substances, right?
No narco, I believe is the way they phrased it.
No narco. Right. Like there are controlled substances. There are controlled by the DEA.
I don't know about the DEA,
All right,
but
counsel, let's move on.
Okay. But in that report, there was also paperwork that showed that there was a test that showed the possibility that there was nicotine, right?
I would just say that in the lab report that I got back, it did have a line about nicotine.
And so, in this applied situation, the Forensic Science Division wasn't able to then run the confirmatory test, right?
Foundation.
All right. Were you going to say correct?
I was.
Okay, so he says correct. What's your next question?
Well, and Mr. Avila asked an entire line of questioning about sending it to the FBI and the lab.
Sustain. Go ahead. Ask your next question. Okay, so he says correct. Go ahead.
And so, because the LAPD couldn't do that final confirmatory test, then you made the decision to send the syringe to the FBI for them to do it, right?
Yes.
So, what I'm trying to get at is that the type of test that you run depend on the evidence. It's a case-by-case situation, right?
Yes, sustained. I mean, you talk about the type. That's unclear whether it's the type of test that you run versus the type of test a lab is capable of running. In this case, the lab was incapable of running a nicotine test, so I'm not sure where we're going with it. So.
Well, and then the detective had to make a decision. Okay, what do I do? They couldn't confirm the nicotine. So
Right.
he
He
made a
sent it to the
decision.
FBI. Right. Right.
And so, that's an example of how.
Counsel, you are testifying
That's an example
now.
of how, in a case-by-case situation, you have to decide, as one of the investigating detectives, what to do and how to solve these problems. Right?
Again, under 352, in this case, he decided to refer to the FBI. What happens in other cases, it's not relevant to this case. Suffice it to say that he made a decision to refer to the FBI. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah, you need to move on.
You
are
had the
out of
syringe swab for DNA.
out of your depth here, dude.
Yes.
On the 24th of September 2020.
Yeah, Lefty,
you
this is
transferred
defense
items
counsel.
42,
He's.
or item 42, Ms. Harwick's laptop
I
computer
feel like
to
he's
the cyber
pushed
crimes
this a bit
division.
far.
Is that correct?
I don't know if I did that or my partner did that, but it was done.
Okay. Would it refresh your recollection to look at the document showing the transfer?
Sure.
If you could just briefly review the document and look at it.
I know he's allowed to lead, but the problem is that
Does that refresh your
he's
recollection?
clearly not getting what he wants out of
Not
this guy.
completely, but
and
I
he's
see my
pushed and
signature
pushed
on
and
the
pushed.
checkout there.
And,
And
you transferred
Judge is not having a
the-
bar of
a
it. Like
number of items, but
basically,
I'm only really
he's
asking you about
he's
item 42,
asked
which
him
is a laptop.
about
And you
theoreticals
transferred it,
in relation to just basic like cases that aren't related.
and you signed the piece of paper that you were the one transferring it, right?
Checking it out of property, yes.
And that's irrelevant.
I'm sorry, sometimes I'm not really clear on your question, by the way, the terminology that you're using. Transferred, if you're asking, did I physically move that computer from point A to point B, or did I initiate getting this computer out of our property so it could be moved? So, I checked it out, yes, but I don't recall that I'm the one that physically took it from LAPD custody to wherever it went to.
You didn't walk the laptop over physically.
Correct.
Okay, I use the word transfer because this document is called transfer list.
Correct.
Right? And transferring a piece of evidence from one location to another, it's important to establish chain of
They
custody,
did
right?
object
Correct.
to start off with, Farrell, but the judge has just interjected and gone
Miss Bernstein
and done
and an
basically
investigator
stopped
from
him anyway.
the public defender's office requested to view
So you're right,
and photograph
like
pieces of evidence, right?
the
had
state
been
should have
booked.
just objected.
Right. Do you recall
The
that?
judge
I
seems
believe
to
so.
just be
And then you
telling
made
him
various
to
pieces of evidence available to them.
like stopping him
right?
in his tracks,
Okay, yes.
And you were present when they photographed that evidence,
which is
right?
interesting.
I don't have a real clear recollection of that
Telling him to
event. I'm
move
sorry.
on. This judge
You
is
don't recall
very
Miss Bernstein
proactive.
Love
Like this
and
judge
a,
is
and a
really
big guy, investigator,
getting into
coming by and taking photographs of pieces of evidence.
Yeah, I just don't
I
like
don't
when
have a real
they
clear
object
recollection
for
of that.
the
I don't.
one side.
I'm not saying it didn't happen.
Sorry,
I'm
what'd you
just
say,
saying I
Sal?
don't have a
I don't like when they object
real
for
clear
the
recollection of that
one
event
side,
3 years ago.
Yeah.
unless it's usually the judge isn't supposed to give advice or anything like that. So it's, I like that he's trying to move things along. He runs a good courtroom. It's just, it's a little odd, but I mean, overall, I think he's a very good judge.
Generally, yeah. No, Farrell, what I mean is that he's overall and the entire scope of the trial, he is an active judge. So he's not just sitting there being quiet, like he's asking questions of the witnesses himself. He is getting involved in the back and forth
I
between.
wonder how long he's been a
Sorry?
judge. I wonder how long he's been a judge for. Because a lot of times lawyers will become a judge and lawyers like for the defense or one side, they're used to being in the center of things and asking questions and being there. So a judge's role is really to kind of just sit back and not pay attention and not be noticed. But a lot of lawyers, it's hard for them to make that transition, especially at first.
Yeah. No, I think
So
they're supposed to pay attention, but they're not.
Yeah.
They don't usually get involved.
Ask
Like they
questions
don't
or-
ask questions. They don't talk to witnesses
Yeah.
that much. They generally don't talk to witnesses
Yeah.
unless it's like, to tell
Yeah.
them where to go
Or
and
if
things
it's,
like that.
the jury's not there. And
Yeah, but this one is involved. So that's what I mean about being proactive, Farrell.
true, they can ask questions, but
They can ask questions. They're allowed to.
but it's just not usual.
It is, and this one is a lot more vocal.
Yeah, it's not just like one or two questions here and there.
No. Like the other day, he asked the
the
toxicology
tobacco guy.
expert, the
Yeah.
tobacco guy, about how many
people still smoke.
Yeah. What was the
Yeah.
percentage approximately of people who still smoke in America?
Yeah,
Just
in front
off
of the
top of
jury.
your head, in front of the jury, and
And
it
if he
could have
didn't
completely,
know,
yeah,
it could have really hurt his credibility to the jury.
Yeah, and I don't think he meant to
No.
quiz him in order to make him potentially
No.
look like an idiot, but it could have
No,
made
no.
him look like an idiot.
Exactly.
I think he just was genuinely curious. It was quite funny. Anyway,
Yeah, Lefty.
it
Anyways,
shouldn't be what? Telling an attorney that he's going down an irrelevant path without a damn objection. Okay, fair.
yeah.
You learned in the investigation in this case that Miss Harwick had these Google Nest security cameras inside
I'm
of
gonna
her home.
check foundation.
Well,
I'll drive.
okay,
Yeah.
all right. You can answer.
Yes.
Well, at
And
least
you
when
learned
he
the
was
location
top
of
of
those
his game, I
cameras as
guess.
part of your investigation, right?
Yes.
And did you document the location of the cameras?
I don't believe I did.
Okay. There was one in the living room, right?
I remember that one, yes.
One in the kitchen, right?
I don't remember.
One upstairs.
I don't remember.
And Miss Harwick's housemate, Michael Herman, told you that they existed, right?
Yes.
And that they collected audio and video, right?
Yeah.
Just a hearsay. Unless it's for impeachment or something.
A piece of communication was provided to him that then affected what he did afterwards.
Did you do anything because of what Mr. Herman told you? I mean, I take it that after he told you that, you tried to secure the camera footage or whatever?
Yes.
Okay, I'll
And similarly, Robert Caution told you that you needed to get the footage from the cameras, right?
Yes.
And the first responding officers told you that they had seen notifications on her phone from her Google Nest account, right?
First responding officers?
The officers who first arrived in 2086 communicated to you that they had seen these notifications on her phone from Google Nest.
I don't recall that.
What's the next in order, Your Honor?
You are at double D. Excuse me, double B.
Or wait, is it double W? Wait, no,
double
it's
B.
Okay. I'm excited for double W.
You're excited for that? It's BB.
All right.
You're excited for it. Why?
Publishing DB. Now, zooming in, is that circle, that black-looking circle in the corner of the living room, one of the Google Nest cameras?
Yes.
You're familiar with a preservation request, right?
Yes.
And a preservation letter requires organizations like Google to preserve copies of records pending the legal process, like search warrants, right?
Yes.
And there's actually a federal law requiring these companies to comply, right?
I'm not familiar with federal law.
And you personally did not send Google a preservation request, right?
No, I did not.
To your knowledge, no one who was investigating the case sent Google a preservation request.
Don't know.
He's been a judge for 20 years.
How much longer do you have?
I'm not going to finish in the next, 5 or 10 minutes.
Okay, can you finish in 10 minutes?
No.
Well, how much longer do you need?
Honestly, I think probably at this pace, I think a half hour, 40 minutes.
Okay, we're not going to finish. Your witness has to be here, unfortunately for Mr. Masterson.
God damn it.
I think he's gonna have to talk with me later.
Sorry. Apologize for that. Where are you headed back?
Tennessee?
Oh,
Who's a weirdo pixie?
I'm sorry. That's not going to happen. You're not going to finish in time. So you want it back at 9:30?
It's always really weird for detectives who retire.
Sorry, sir.
But
I understand.
Okay.
After they retire for the next several years, they still have to come back and
Have a safe
testify.
weekend. Try to stay healthy. We'll see you on Monday at 9:30.
Okay, that's it. Alrighty. So Bronze never showed up. What I was going to ask the Aussies. Hang on a minute. Aussie's still in chat. Pixie, you're here, and Melissa, are you still here? Can you just pop a comment if you're still here? Bronze is not here. That's okay. I was just gonna put a suggestion out there, and if I know I've got you on Messenger, Melissa. I'm not sure if you're in Discord. If you're in Discord, it'd be good if we could have a talk, all of us together. I have a suggestion. I want to do a series on the Higgins case, and I think it would be really interesting for the US people to hear about it. For the US people, basically what the Higgins case is, it's a lady who was working in our Parliament House in the US. Yeah, Aussie Girls Chat pics. Yeah, she was working in the Parliament House, and she went out for a night on the town with some workmates, and she ended up back at Parliament House. And long story short, a few weeks later, or actually a few months later, she went to the media and reported that she had been essayed in Parliament House by one of her co-workers. Didn't go to the cops. She went to the media about that. It's an extremely controversial. It's an extremely controversial case. Lots of twists and turns, and lots of political stuff that goes with it. So controversial. Yes. It went to trial. There was, yes, Digger. Yep. supposed grape anyways. Yeah, lots of chitty chat about whether there was any grape at all. Went to trial, and there was a mistrial at the last moment, actually, because of something that happened in the jury room. And then the charges were eventually thrown out based on her being not fit to go through another trial. And now there is defamation charges by the defendant against the news media, I believe, for the fact that his life's basically been ruined, and he's never going to be exonerated. So
Yeah.
it's a huge one. This one's probably going to take me 2 or 3 streams to get through.
Nice.
So, but it is absolutely just mortifying. It is messy. There has also been a inquiry into the police investigation, and what happened basically as a result of that is the justice, the crown prosecutor who has looked into this completely shut down the police and what they did when they first investigated it, because they just did a horrible job. So that in itself is really interesting. So yeah, I wanted to get the Australians' take on it, because it is really controversial. It's pretty fresh, like it's still even going on. But there is actually, even though there's no trial footage, there's plenty of actual footage and news articles and things I can pull from. So yeah, it is messy. It's long. It'll take a few streams, and I think I'd probably want to get yes, a few different guests involved and do it over a few weeks. So and I probably want some help. Pixie, you offered some help. Digger, are you in Australia? You seem to know a bit about this. Digger, interesting. I didn't know about the defamation case against the media. Ask John Min to add a tab. Yeah, it'd be cool if we could get a folder going so we could just chat about this.
Yeah,
that'd be
absolutely.
Cool. All right, Digger, no, that's cool. All right, sweet. Anyway, I have to finish the stream up. I need to get my child onto this bus. Thank you everyone for joining us today. So, of
course, somewhere.
Yeah,
check out my channel, DALI Talk. Oh, sorry. Check out DALI Talk.
Yeah, that.
Yeah. Subscribe to us.
Yeah, that. Like I said before, if you know just one person, maybe it's a family member, maybe it's someone at work, anybody at all, if you know just one person who could possibly press the little button and subscribe to us, we would really big time appreciate it, because subs are so hard to get. They really are.
Yeah.
Watch hours we can build up, but subs so hard to get. So that would be just so appreciated. Just somebody just to press the button.
Yeah.
They don't have to watch us. They don't have to like us. But it costs nothing.
Yeah.
That's okay. Just press a button. That's it. Please. Please. Okay, thank you. Have a great day, everybody. Great night, great evening, whatever it is for you.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Love you all. Love you all, love you all, love you all. And we're going to end it up now. I'm going to put my little thing on. See you later.
It's always so awkward ending.